husband's trying to make it work. I knew I didn't want to make it work with him, but I'm still fucking my ex because that's like the best dick ever. So life was good. Then my high school sweetheart came back into town from the military, and he's like, I'm here, I'm back for you, let's be together. And I'm like, shit, okay. So I started going on dates with him, and my ex-husband's like, who is this that you going with? I'm like, oh, this is my high school sweetheart. This was the love of my life. So he went on the dates. So it was me, my husband, and then, so I guess I'll call him my boyfriend. The high school sweetheart is my boyfriend. So the three of us, we all out, they playing games together and shit. And I'm just sitting here like, life is good. So then I had told, the boyfriend that I was fucking, so the first dude I was fucking with after my husband, he would be the side nigga, the good dick. So I had a boyfriend, husband, side nigga. And they all knew about each other, and I kept it real with them. I kept it real with all of them. I didn't lie to none of them. So they all knew what was up. Okay, so I'm not fucking my husband. I stopped fucking the side nigga once my boyfriend came into play. So about 2 weeks later, I fucked the boyfriend after fucking side nigga. I found out I'm pregnant in July. I'm like, I have no idea who's who. I was outside. Hey, what do you want to do? So...
This girl's not even all that, bro, and you guys be putting her on the highest pedestal ever.
Your girl.
What would you do if your partner cheated on you openly and without remorse? Picture this: a woman brazenly admitting to her infidelity. She's not just cheating on her husband, she's doing it openly, fearlessly, without any apparent regret. Now imagine the audacity of this woman, unapologetically revealing her deceit, her disloyalty, the shock, the disbelief, the betrayal, the pain inflicted on a spouse who was trying to mend their relationship. Now imagine this woman proudly admitting her infidelity on camera. The story begins when the woman starts cheating on her husband. Now this isn't a tale of a neglected wife seeking solace elsewhere. No, this woman was married to a man who was doing everything in his power to improve their relationship. He was putting in the work, making the effort, and trying to make things better. But instead of reciprocating his efforts, she chose to stray, to find comfort in the arms of another man. The reason? She didn't want to put in the work. She didn't want to face the challenges that come with a relationship. She didn't want to make the necessary compromises and sacrifices. She wanted the easy way out. She wanted to avoid the emotional labor that comes with fixing a relationship. And the man she was cheating with? Her ex, the very same person she had left in the past, the one she had moved on from when she chose her husband. But now, she was back in his bed, all the while her husband was trying his best to make their relationship work. The audacity of it all, right? But wait, it gets worse. She wasn't just content with cheating on her husband. No, she wanted more. She wanted to flaunt her infidelity in front of him, to rub salt in his wounds. So, she went on a date with her high school sweetheart. And guess who she asked to tag along? Her husband. She didn't just tell him about her date, she made him a part of it. He was there, watching as his wife rekindled an old flame. The audacity doesn't stop here, she took it to another level. She was proud of her actions, unashamed of her infidelity. She bragged about it, boasted about having a husband, a boyfriend, and a side dude. She was living her best life while her husband was left to pick up the pieces of his broken heart. Stay tuned for what comes next in this unbelievable tale of deceit and betrayal. Not only was she cheating, but she also went on a date with her high school sweetheart. Now, this isn't the type of high school sweetheart story that warms your heart. Quite the opposite. It's a story that'll make you question the audacity of some people. Imagine this. You're trying to mend a relationship, to strengthen the bond you once had with your spouse. And then, out of the blue, she tells you she's going on a date. Not just any date, but a date with her ex, her high school sweetheart. To add a cherry on top of this bitter sundae, she insists you tag along. Yes, you heard that right. She didn't just inform her husband about the date, she had him tag along. You may ask, why would she do that? Well, I wish I had a logical answer, but the reality is, there's no rationale behind such audacity. It seems like a twisted game, a blatant disregard for her husband's feelings. It's as if she was trying to rub salt into an already deep wound. This wasn't a subtle move, a secret rendezvous. It was out in the open, a public display of her infidelity. It's hard to fathom the level of audacity it takes to not only go on a date with an ex, but to make your current spouse a part of that experience. It's a level of disrespect that's difficult to comprehend. And let's not forget, she wasn't just dating her ex. She was sleeping with him while her husband was trying his best to make their relationship work. She chose the easy way out, an escape route, over working on their relationship. She wasn't just stepping out of their marriage, she was stomping all over it. There's a saying, actions speak louder than words. And her actions were screaming out loud. They were a clear indication of her intentions, her lack of respect, and her utter disregard for her husband's feelings. But the nerve of this woman doesn't end here. there's more to this story, more instances of her audacity, and we'll delve into those in the coming scenes. She brags about having a husband, a boyfriend, and a side dude. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't a plot from some scandalous soap opera, but the real-life confession of a woman. She proudly flaunts her multiple affairs, an audacious act that leaves us aghast. Picture this, a husband, tirelessly working to mend and improve a relationship he cherishes. He's not perfect, no one is, but he's committed to making things work. He provides for his wife, he cares for her, he's there for her, he's giving this relationship his all. He's not just a husband, he's a man deeply in love. Meanwhile, his wife isn't just sleeping with one other man, but two. She has a boyfriend and a side dude. She openly admits that she doesn't share her bed with her husband, but she does with these two other men. Imagine the audacity of it all. These men, unlike her husband, aren't putting in half the effort to care for her, to provide for her. They're not there to make her happy outside the bedroom. They're not there to share the struggles of life, to offer a shoulder when times get tough. They're there for the thrill, for the fleeting moments of passion. And yet, despite the husband's tireless efforts, despite his unwavering dedication, it's these men who share her bed. It's these men who get the intimate closeness that the husband longs for. It's these men who receive the affection that the husband strives so hard to earn. The irony is almost palpable. It's a slap in the face of every notion of fairness, of every belief in justice. The husband, who is putting in all the effort, is left out in the cold, while these two men, who are probably not putting in even a fraction of that effort, get to enjoy the warmth of her presence. One can only imagine the heartbreak the husband must be feeling. One can only imagine the pain of knowing that, despite all his effort, despite all his love, he is not the one she chooses. He is not the one she wants. He is left standing in the shadow, watching as his world crumbles around him. Imagine the husband's pain. Picture a man, silently bearing the burden of a crumbling relationship, pouring his heart into mending the fractures, only to find out he's been shouldered aside for the easy thrill of past lovers. It's a tale as old as time, but the sting of betrayal is never dulled by its commonality. This man, our heartbroken husband, gave himself fully to a woman who would rather share a bed with her ex-boyfriend and high school sweetheart. He's not just fighting a losing battle. He's fighting a battle that was lost before it even began. Let's put ourselves in his shoes for a moment. Here he is, putting in the effort, trying to fan the dying embers of a relationship that was once ablaze with love and passion. He's trying to be the rock, the steady force that can anchor their relationship amidst the stormy seas of discontent. But instead, he's being used as a stepping stone, a convenient platform for his wife's escapades. Imagine the gut-wrenching realization that the woman he's committed to, the woman he's striving to keep happy, is investing her time and energy into flings from her past. The very thought is enough to crush even the most resilient of spirits. The heartbreak he must be feeling is not just about the infidelity, it's about the dismissal of his efforts, the disregard for his feelings, and the blatant disrespect for their shared life together. It's about the realization that while he's been striving to build a future, she's been living in the past. And then, there's the humiliation. The public humiliation of having his wife's infidelities broadcasted for all to see, the private humiliation of knowing he's been sidelined in his own marriage, yet, despite all this, he remains. He stays, trying to keep a sinking ship afloat, while she takes the lifeboat and rows away. And some think this is made up. If only it were so. If only this were a figment of the imagination, a cruel work of fiction. But alas, it's a heartbreaking reality for this husband, a reality that leaves us all with a heavy heart. Some may think this is a fabrication. A tale spun out of thin air, a narrative too outrageous to be true. But let's remember the clip shown at the beginning of this video. The woman, in her own words, unabashedly revealing her infidelity. Her audacious confession, a testament to the harsh reality of her actions. This isn't a story concocted for sensationalism or entertainment. It's an unfortunate reality, a glimpse into the life of a man striving to keep his marriage afloat, while his wife confidently sails away with others. It tells a tale of a woman who chose the path of deceit, of betrayal, over the hard road of commitment and fidelity. It's a story that serves as an eye-opener, a cautionary tale for all of us. The reality of the situation is stark, it's cold, and it's harsh, but it's the truth. This woman's audacity is a reality, not a fabrication. It's hard to believe, isn't it? The audacity of a woman who unabashedly cheats on her husband, expecting him to tag along on dates with her ex-lovers, is astonishing. While the husband puts in tireless effort to salvage their relationship, she takes the easy way out, giving in to fleeting flings. His heartbreak is palpable, his effort seemingly in vain. And yet, this isn't a tale spun from thin air. It's a harsh reality. Smash that like button, subscribe with bell notifications, and share this video if this story shocked you as much as it did us.